Your daily dose of positivity. Tune in to the Social Impact Show with Sam Marshall, where we spotlight changemakers and their inspiring journeys.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do. We spotlight changemakers and have those kind of conversations with people that are thinking about how to impact the world positively. And it's always a good day when you speak to people that think about the rest of of how they can actually just change the lives of others. You know, the rest of us, sometimes we're too caught up in our own lives, and it's very difficult for us to get involved. And some of us, towards the end of our professional career, we start mentoring, we do all of that kind of stuff. But then you get to meet people like Tony Gubesa, who is a site manager for Waves for Change. And he is it's a South African non-profit that has launched the Your Right on Time campaign, a powerful reminder that young people growing up in high-stress environments can still build resilience, confidence, and emotional well-being. Sir, thank you very much for joining me. Tony, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Lovely, man. I'm always the better for having conversations with people like yourself. Now, surf therapy. Talk to me about surf therapy and talk to me about the work that Waves for Change has done. Over 12,000 young people, 43 surf therapy coaches across South Africa. What is this program about and how are you making meaningful impact?
Yeah, so thank you for having us, and thank you for allowing us Waves for Change to talk about the work that we do. Well, Waves for Change that was founded back in 2010, and we provide a safe therapy to young people around communities that are challenging social issues such as poverty, substance abuse, violence, and gangs. And what Waves for Change does, we work with these young people, and by purely providing safe spaces to young people where they can be free to be kids, you know, it also allows them time to learn while they're having fun. You know, we teach them coping skills in self-regulation, through breathing exercises, you know, and not only that, and we push it a little bit further, you know, by creating pathways where we can refer them for social support and other needs that they may need for their well-being, which is the power of collaboration.
Tony, I'm going to ask you just to move around for us a little bit. It feels like the quality of the audio is breaking up. But there's a phrase, "You're right on time." What does that mean in the context of young people and mental health awareness and development?
Yeah, so, you know, UNICEF tells us the first 1,000 days of a person's lives are very vital for social and emotional support, you know. And there's also a second window, you know. So the second window, it's kids between the ages of 9 and 14. This is where young people can maximize their potential, you know, if they receive the right social and emotional support. You know, effective services during the window period are even more vital for these young people growing up in poverty, in conflict areas and crises. And through self-therapy, you know, our coaches meet these young people in the exact moment where personal connection and safe space offers them an opportunity for change. And I think we can't emphasize how important this time it is. And I think young people need access to these safe spaces, away from all this violence, where they can develop the coping skills that they need to have a positive future. And the You Are Right on Time campaign speaks directly to this important period for our intervention. So early intervention is very important. And You Are Right on Time speaks exactly to that.
We are literally having this conversation 3 days before World Mental Health Day, right? It's an important conversation to have. We are also, if you consider where we are now, we are about a month out before we look at 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. there's just so much on the calendar. And the reason why I mention these things is because I feel young people are going through the most at the moment. They're going through the most from what they live on a day-to-day experience. They're going through the most in terms of psychologically what the year looks like. They're going through the most because they're unemployed. They're going through the most because in some instances they have to play the role of parent. They're going through the most because life is lifing. And I'm wondering, as the experts in the room, what does that conversation look like with a young person who's going through the most, who is in a family where let's say one or two of the spouses are abusive, he or she is struggling to find work, he or she is going through peer pressure, he or she is just challenged by the operational nature of the day-to-day of living. What does that conversation look like between one of your experts and a person coming through the door?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can't run away from the fact that the young people are particularly the young people that we are working with, they're coming from communities like I indicated earlier on, that they're exposed to violence, to gangs. And this repeated exposure create what we call toxic stress, and many households and kids in schools and communities where we work cannot afford to go for therapy sessions, to a therapist, because it can be very expensive. And these kids will really need this service due to their exposure to violence or coming from unstable households, traumatic experiences, And I think kids generally, they are very calm and learn easily when they're having fun, And I have also, as indicated earlier, we're using the ocean. The ocean itself is therapeutic, just to be in that space. Surfing in particular, it's sport that is not famous or popular in our communities where we're coming from. So what the holistic approach that we take in making sure that the conversations will work this year is to create a safe space, to have peer-to-peer engagement, because the coaches that we work with are coming from the very same communities that these young people are coming from. And by providing that space, to allowing them to be kids, to allowing them to make mistakes and play and have fun, teaching them breathing exercises and how to self-regulate, creating these pathways where we can link them, with a Department of Social Services so that they get extra support, because we can't be alone. So, and I think this is, in a nutshell, this is how we approach our work in addressing issues with young people.
Yeah, I think the work that you guys do are absolutely phenomenal in just how you've used the ocean to be able to bridge some of those traumas that young people go through. As we wrap up, talk to me about the kind of partnerships, because you're working with schools, social workers, health professionals, you're partnering with corporate CSI programs. Unfortunately, if having access to money was as easy as opening a tap, you wouldn't need some of the partnerships, because you would just be able to be self-funded and sustainable. But in the current climate, you need partnerships, you need programs to support the work that you do. Talk to me about how you are navigating that difficult space of always having access to resources.
Yeah, totally. And I think the space that we operate in, with the difficult of economic times globally, it becomes difficult. But I think with the work that we do, we're able to position ourselves and partner with the Department of Education. The Education Ministry in South Africa is very supportive of the work that we do. In the Western Cape, we have partnership with the Department of Education. Like I said, collaboration is very important. We've got Department of Social Development, we've got Childline, that we create pathways where we can channel kids or participants in our program who needs this psychosocial support, so that they can be able to be supported. We've got local-based organizations in the communities that we work with, where we work with them. We've got funders, we've got local funders, individuals that give us money to be able to do this work. But we even push it a little bit further, but we've realized that we've got a curriculum or a product that can work. So instead of going in communities and delivering this work, so we partner with organizations that are already existing in those communities, where we train them in our self-therapy concept, and then they carry on, and then we provide technical support. And I think that's how we're trying to position ourselves, and it has been working for us so far. But of course, with extra support and more support, we would go really far. For an example, since now is the mental health month, we're having an event called the Immersion. The Immersion event is an honor of International Mental Health Awareness Month. This is more just an event. It's an opportunity for us to come together, show our support, celebrate the importance of mental health or mental well-being in our workplaces and community. So people who will come and join us on the 10th of October, which is this coming Friday, they will not only enjoy themselves, but they will also get some insight and opportunity in the work that we do as Ways for Change.
Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. That's Tony Gubesa talking to us about the work that they're doing at Waves for Change. Tony, where can people follow the journey, get involved with the work that you do?
Yeah, I mean, you can find us on our website. It's waysforchange.org. And you can find us, and you can find all the information you need in our handles as well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Appreciate the work you do, Tony, and thank you for talking to us. As you know, World Mental Health Day is on the 10th of October, this coming Friday, and we're having a conversation with Waves for Change. They're a South African nonprofit that has launched this Your Right on Time campaign. It's a powerful reminder that young people growing up in high stress environments can still build resilience, confidence, and emotional well-being if they receive the right support at the right time. Now, through their surf therapy program, which is Waves for Change, they meet young people in that second window of opportunity between the ages of 9 and 14, a time when emotional development can still be strengthened and redirected. The organization now works with over 12,000 adolescents through 43 surf therapy coaches across South Africa, blending neuroscience, play, and the power of the ocean. When we come back, we'll have a chat to Simpiwe Pakati. He's from EasyPay, and they are a fintech platform, and they're redefining access to financial services.
Thank you.
May everyone on your route today drive politely. Feel 919.